Hello and welcome to Blocks Live TV. Today is Monday, April the 1st. We're now live with the latest in the crypto world. It's 9:30 a.m. in New York City, 2:30 p.m. in London, 10:30 p.m. in Tokyo and 3:30 p.m. here in Malta. Well, digital assets just wrapped up the second green month in a row. As a result, the total market capitalization spiked above the $148 billion mark to print a fresh high for the year on Saturday. The rise was followed by a pullback, but the total market valuation has been climbing up during the past 24 hours. The cryptocurrency index CCI 30 15-minute chart shows the index climbing towards the 2,700 point mark, which is up more than 22% over the year's opening quarter. The 30-day Bitcoin volatility index stood virtually unchanged at just slightly over the 1% mark yesterday. This is where it's been for nearly a week now. The 24-hour traded volume indicator jumped above the $39 billion level during a busy weekend trading session. The daily volume has eased back and it currently stands close to $33 billion. The Bitcoin dominance indicator has continued trending lower, and the Crypto King currently holds just over 50% of the market share. The top 5 digital assets are all trading in the green as markets are driven by bullish sentiments. Bitcoin finally broke through the $4,200 psychological level on the weekend, but it failed to hold the ground for now, and it settled at the $4,100 mark. Ether jumped on Saturday as well, and it currently trades at slightly more than 140 USD. XRP tested the 32-cent resistance level, but close to 1 cent has been given up afterwards. EOS is also rose sharply last week and has since held the ground above the $4 mark. Litecoin has found support above the $60 level after jumping to nearly $63 on Saturday. The Coin 360 heat map shows a mostly bullish picture as the majority of the digital assets are trading in the green. The token spread website proves spread statistics for Bitcoin dollar pair, and according to them, the CEX exchange has the biggest buy and sell side difference of 0.26%. The BitMEX and Bitfinex exchanges show the biggest intermarket spread of just under 2%. We'll now look at some of the characteristics of Project Pi. This is a decentralized platform for intelligent avatars that are made from online personalities. AI stands for Personal Artificial Intelligence, and the platform aims to provide an opportunity for everyone to have their own digital avatar that speaks, thinks and behaves based on our online behavior. These online avatars can be a virtual assistant, let you socialize online more effectively and create new entertainment models. The platform's native currency is the Pi coin. The price of this altcoin peaked just over $1.50 in July of last year. As of today, it trades at just over 6 cents. We'll now review the performance of the various cryptocurrency asset classes. We use data from the Messari website, which groups cryptocurrencies into 5 major categories. The infrastructure group shows a solid increase of nearly 4%, as the majority of the assets are trading higher. Cardano's ADA is an exception with a decline of just under 1%. The media and entertainment category is up by close to 1%. The Decentraland's Mana token is a bearish driver with a decline of 2%. The financial sector is the top performer today with an increase of nearly 5%. And all current major assets are trading higher, and the Qcoin shares token is up by more than 6%. The currency category is also standing slightly more than 1% in the green. And lastly, the services section posts an increase of 2.4%, despite a couple of declines that are stored and recorded by the Engine Coin and Storage. Well, this is where the 5 major cryptocurrency categories stand so far on this Monday. We'll now focus on the most significant moves among the top 100 cryptocurrencies to identify the top gainers and the biggest decliners. So starting off, cryptocurrencies are mostly on the rise, and a majority of the CoinMarketCap front page assets are in the green. The TTC protocol token is a relatively new addition to the top 100 cryptocurrencies, and it's up by 16% over the past 24 hours. This comes as the project launches their main network Regi over the weekend. The token has seen a sharp increase of approximately 700% over the past month, as it trades at just slightly more than 2 cents in March. The IOST token is up by 14% to rise above the key psychological level of 1 cent. The network has been showing growth, and the numbers of transactions recently crossed the 20 million milestone. The Dash coin broke through the $100 level over the weekend, and it has extended its gains with a rise of 11%. This time last week, the altcoin traded in the double-digit territory was November of last year. The Nano coin was hovering over the $1 territory 4 days before the most recent rise of close to 10%, and this puts the asset at more than $1.10. The coin was added as a native payment option on the Travala.com platform last week. The BAT token is getting some attention today as it's up by more than 8% in the green and looks to test the 30-cent resistance level. Less than 20 of the top 100 digital assets are in the red, and there are no double-digit declines today. The Engine coin has slipped south of the 15-cent mark on a daily decline of slightly more than 3.5%. The Ravain token has declined by 3% to trade at close to 12.5 cents. The Cash token is close to dropping out of the CoinMarketCap front page with a decline of nearly 3%. The Tezos coin recently surged above the $1 price level, and it sees a slight daily correction of less than 2%. The Crypto.com chain token has been trending lower during most of the past week. The asset trades at slightly more than 4.5 cents on a 24-hour decline of approximately 1.5%. Well, these are the top 24-hour moves during the European morning trading session on this Monday. We'll now join our crypto experts, Walter, founder of Free Future Limited, and Jason Fernandes, CCO of AE Token. Thank you both so much for joining us on the line today.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks.
Great to have you both. Now we're going to start with you, Walter, because March was the second green month in a row for the digital assets. Can this be interpreted as a signal that the bear market is over?
Well, I don't think you can answer this question with a yes so far, because I always try to look back how was the bear market before. And if we think about the low we had on January 2015, we had a rise on the price, but we tested that low again in August 2015. So this is something with what could also happen this time, because you can say that the market has memory, so to say. So I don't think we're safe yet out of the bear market, but to me personally, of course I have also like longer term investments in cryptocurrency, in projects I believe in, and I'm holding for the long term. But I'm more of a chartist. I'm a technical trader, and so to me it's all about resistances, right? And the whole crypto market cap broke its resistance. This is something what I was looking and hoping for, and this is something like we broke it also with volume. So this is a signal to me that Bitcoin could also break its resistance at 4,200 level, which is to me a very important price point. So generally speaking, this to me looks very bullish. Yeah. So I'm thinking from resistance to resistance, and I think if we can manage to break 4,200 for Bitcoin, then the next major resistance will be at 6K, and this is a price point where I'm going to like capital, because it's not sure that we can break it up, that we can break up this resistance, and maybe we will see a major price increase to 6K, but then drop again and test the low of early December again. So I'm focusing on the swings. I'm focusing on major resistances, and because the resistance of the market cap broke, I think it is set up that Bitcoin will also break its resistance, and we will have, I think, a very green month of April.
Fantastic. And Jason, what's your thoughts? Do you agree with Walter there? We've obviously seen that second green month in a row for digital assets. It is a good sign. Is it a sign the bear market is over?
Yeah, I agree mostly with what Walter said. I think the bear market is likely over for the foreseeable future. How true that is would really depend on how Bitcoin is able to perform. I was pleasantly surprised to see today that it was at 4130, which is really good. Still, I would really like to see it pop up over 5,000. I think for a lot of people in the Forex market, these round numbers like 5 and 10 tend to be really important psychological barriers. And so I would say the number to look out for is 5,000 before I start feeling safe. But 6,000 would be great. But even 41.30 is pretty good. I'll take that for now.
Fantastic. And now if we look at another high that we have seen is market capitalization. So Jason, we'll stick with you because it has hit a fresh high for the year on Saturday at just over $148 billion. Now this came on an elevated traded volume. Is this a bullish sign as well?
Yes, I think so. I mean, elevated trade volumes obviously indicates that there's a great deal of interest in the market. And when the market is high at the same time, what that means is basically that interest is people that are buying and are not selling. So that indicates a bullish momentum. And also, I think even with the criticism about fake volume and things like that, whenever you see a change in volume, that delta should still tell us is still important and should tell us something that it's because there's always some degree of manipulation. So when there's a delta, that's important information.
And Walter, what do you think about that as well? We are seeing market capitalization and elevated traded volume. Is this also a bullish indicator for you?
I agree with mostly all of what Jason said. It's always good if you have a breakout of a major price point, which was resistance for so long now. It was like for 2 or 3 months resistance, and we broke it with volume. I agree also that we have, of course, fake volume, considering exchanges in, I don't know, South Korea or in the Asian space. But still, a breakout of resistance with volume is good on any chart you look at, and it's also the same as Jason said. It means there is interest there. It means that people don't want to sell their tokens they're holding, and other people are stepping into the market because they are feeling that they need to get involved into it, and that prices don't come lower. So they are buying in, and generally speaking, I think it's a bullish sign for I would say next 1 or 2 months maybe.
Mention people that are entering in. So Walter, I'll stick with you for this one because we're talking about a lot of positives right now in the market, a lot of things that are surprisingly up. Bitcoin dominance, however, has dropped to just over 50%. Is this decline of a declining dominance going to continue as the markets do recover from the bear?
We will see a further decline of Bitcoin dominance as long as the alternative coins move faster than the Bitcoin. It makes sense because investors always try to make as much as profit on the equity as they can. So the investors see that altcoins, alternative coins, move generally faster than Bitcoin. So, and as long as Bitcoin holds kind of stable or is trending up slightly or even faster, I think more and more investors will stick to their altcoins because they can make a more profitable gain on it. So I think the dominance, like Bitcoin's declining dominance, is mostly not a bad thing. I would just say that it's just logical, that more investors are involved in alternative coins than in Bitcoin because they want to make more profit as much as they can. So it makes sense, but it will be interesting because we had also kind of a phase, I would say, in the last market cycle where Bitcoin was just moving so strong and so fast that people were selling their altcoins because they wanted to jump into Bitcoin and take and ride the volatility of Bitcoin, so to say. So I think as long as Bitcoin moves slowly as it is, I think we will see a further decline of the Bitcoin dominance, which I would not interpret as something bad. We will see more profitable gains on alternative coins, and yeah, I think that's my overall take on that.
Does it signify to you, Walter, that less people are actually entering the space and more people are just circulating the space and leaving Bitcoin to altcoins, and maybe less people are coming into the space as new investors?
Again, the question, I didn't quite get it, please.
Does it signify to you that less people are actually entering the space?
I wouldn't say that. I think, generally speaking, over the last month, I think there is a lot of new money coming in, or I don't know if there are new investors coming in, but definitely we see it on the volume that money is coming in, interest is coming in. And I think if we compare, if my charts are right, if we compare the crypto market cap with the market cap only of the alternative coins, if you exclude Bitcoin, we are seeing that the volume spikes are a bit higher than on the total market cap. And I don't think that we will see that we're seeing less. I think there's actually coming in more volume in alternative coins. But if there's more people or not, it's difficult to say, I think.
And Jason, what's your thoughts on Bitcoin dominance right now, dropping to just over 50%? Do you agree with Walter? Is there anything that you'd like to add?
Right. Yeah, I do agree with that, actually, especially because it doesn't matter if when you take volume liquidity into account. Although Bitcoin's dominance Bitcoin's dominance in the form of liquidity is way above the 50% when you gauge it simply by market capitalization. So I pointed this out a few days ago. And Bitcoin has a consistent dominance rating of over 80%, and has only trended higher in this downturn. So while it's certainly lower overall, and that was sort of the effect of alt season, because you have money rapidly flowing sort of from altcoins, and sort of the relatively stagnant Bitcoin price basically helps sort of keep the price low. Rather, the stagnant Bitcoin price helps keep money moving into altcoins. But the fact is, there's enough new money coming into the market, and we know this because otherwise Bitcoin would be going down. So it's not just that the altcoins are getting a lot of attention and all that money is moving straight from Bitcoin in there, and that there's no new money coming in, because we see that Bitcoin is still going up. So there's certainly enough money coming in to the market to keep Bitcoin above that level, and then enough money flowing from Bitcoin into altcoins to sort of drive the bull market there.
Fantastic. And Bitcoin Association recently tweeted a video demonstrating the purchase of Bitcoin Lightning via a network via an ATM. So what does this mean for the adoption of Bitcoin and also for the price of the Bitcoin, the crypto king? Jason, we'll stick with you.
So yeah, I mean, look, I think the Lightning Network will prove the greatest driver for Bitcoin adoption over the next few years. And basically all adoption makes Bitcoin more valuable, right? So Bitcoin, with its upgraded Lightning Network, is sort of best positioned to be a good store of value for both savers and investors. So essentially, the Lightning Network is a sort of decentralized system where participants can implement like trustless micropayments to perform multiple transactions that are basically off blockchain. And since they're off the blockchain, transactions occur between these channels, and only once they're completed are the transactions transmitted sort of as a single transaction to blockchain. Therefore, when the payment channel is closed and all transactions are transcribed on the blockchain, you only essentially have two transactions, once when the money comes out and once when the money comes in. So it's a really efficient way to do Bitcoin transactions, and ultimately, I think it's going to be the main driver for Bitcoin adoption. And then, of course, all adoption increases the value of Bitcoin, and then, of course, the price follows suit.
Fantastic. And Walter, what did you think of this and what it means for adoption of Bitcoin?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear you at the end. I don't know, the connection is kind of bad.
No, wherever is at. Also, we're talking about Bitcoin Association recently tweeting a video demonstration of the adoption and purchase of Bitcoin via the Lightning Network and an ATM machine. What does this mean for the adoption of Bitcoin? And do you think this could impact the price in any way?
Yeah, I mostly agree on all of that Jason said. By the way, he explained very good what the Lightning Network is about, so credits to that. And apart from that, I mostly agree because, as I said in the last weeks or so, that everything we see is part of how can investors become more easily involved into cryptocurrencies. How can the adoption continue? And with Lightning Network and more and more ATMs are coming, it's of course a positive sign for the whole crypto space, I would say, because it makes purchasing of crypto again faster, easier. And how will it affect on the price? Again, I don't think that will affect it too much, like short term. I don't think it's like a really, really big news event, like, I don't know, like so to say, I don't know, a big institution buying into Bitcoin or something like that. But still, in the long run, I think this is very good, because if, markets move all about emotion and all about perception, and if we get the perception, if we get the public interest back into cryptocurrency again, these will be the factors why they want to jump even more into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrency, because they see, oh wow, the infrastructure is there. We can we can work more efficiently with cryptocurrency, with Lightning Network. And this is, I think, this will be a big driver for the price to even increase more if we have that positive sentiment back about, considering cryptocurrencies in general.
Okay, and Walter, I'd also like to stick with you because last week we spoke to Jason about this. The recent report by Bitwise Asset Management showing that approximately 95% of Bitcoin traded volume indicated on the CoinMarketCap website is fake. Do you agree with this view, and what does this mean for traders?
Well, I'm not sure exactly about the percentage, but what is safe is that a lot of exchanges are wash trading, so to say, are faking the traded volume to get investors or to get investors involved into their exchange and stay there and trade there. And of course, it's not a good sign. That's why what I recommend is the investors to choose their exchange wisely, where they're going to put their money in and where they trade on it. So definitely something which is not good, but this is like the only, like, we don't have so many options, right? We need to trade somewhere. The thing or the solution to that problem we currently have is that, of course, we need more regulations. Yeah, we need on one side we want regulations, on the other side we don't want too much regulation. But in this case about fake volume, we need regulation. We need institutions like Bitwise and to check it out, to make research on that point. And the only thing we can really do about it is to make our due diligence about exchanges we want to trade on. And yeah, that's all we can do. We have to look for so to say, more serious brokers or serious exchanges, and that's basically all we can do.
Okay, and Jason, I know we touched on this slightly last week, but just for our new viewers that are watching, what was your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, one of the points I'd like to make is it's not all bad news. I mean, there is a silver lining, and one of the silver linings is that what the Bitwise report seems to indicate is that a lot of the actual real trading volume of Bitcoin takes place on exchanges that are based out of jurisdictions that are actually highly regulated. So that means Bitcoin is actually much more regulated than previously thought. And if that's indeed the truth, then that becomes what people tend to understand is a fact. We're going to see more institutional investors look at it much more seriously because more regulation makes them feel much more comfortable about investing. So yes, the manipulated volumes are a problem, but when you actually trim the fat and you actually take out a lot of the fake exchanges and the fake volume, you tend to get left with basically a lot of volume from exchanges that are pretty highly regulated. And I think that's a good sign for Bitcoin, and that's a good sign for institutional investors.
Okay, fantastic. And now, just finally, so we have seen that Ethereum developers have managed to hit their target of launching proof of stake testnet. So how significant is this for the top altcoin, which has now settled above the $440 price level? Walter, we'll stick with you.
I think it's a very good sign. I don't think that it will be a big catalyst for the price to go up, because usually news like this are not such a driver for big price spikes. But of course, we have to also look at it again in the long run, and we want Ethereum and projects like these decentralized decentralized supercomputers, decentralized applications. It will be a very important part, I think, in the future. And in my opinion, I'm not an expert about technical stuff, about proof of stake or proof of work. I just know that proof of stake is a lot more energy efficient. And I think that was the main reason why Ethereum has changed to proof of stake, because it will be better for them in the future. And if it will be better for them in the future, it will be also better for developers, companies, startups to integrate Ethereum technology or building decentralized applications on Ethereum for these companies. So I think the faster and the more efficient we can get with Ethereum, or just in general with cryptocurrency like the Lightning Network and Bitcoin, in the long run, it's a very good sign, in my opinion.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both so much, Walter and Jason, for joining us on the line today. Always a pleasure to have you on the live show. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Jessica, for having us.
Thank you. Well, before we sign off, I do have a last-minute update from our editorial staff regarding the crypto market. The total market capitalization has remained virtually unchanged at $145 billion. The daily traded volume shows no significant change as well, as it stands just south of the $33 billion mark. The Dogecoin has made a sharp move higher, and it has jumped by double digits in April Fool's Day rally. The move came as the daily traded volume surged towards the $35 million mark. This wraps up Monday's Crypto Now show with Walter Kaplan and Jason Fernandes for their expert analysis. And we thank you, the audience, for joining us, and invite you all to accompany us every weekday at this same time.